Hello, welcome to another episode of Let's Read That Manga.
I gotta read a manga. I'm sorry, I was speaking in another language.
More like a gibberish way.
So today we're talking about a manga that's all about a Yankee who gives advice to
Yes,
everyone.
it's the most wholesome manga you're gonna find.
Mm-hmm. It's actually really great.
It's actually more wholesome than any of the I'd say even more wholesome than Komi-san because there are ulterior motives in everyone.
They're all jerks want to get the Comey songs,
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
everything in that one, he's just casually giving life advice.
Yes, and most people in Japan always say about certain Americans are terrible people because of one individual went into a forest and ruined everything.
Yeah.
For everybody. Yeah, this guy will at least make you somewhat change your mind. Now, not all people are terrible.
Yeah, and once you see about what they are and what they do, it helps.
Yeah,
Now,
beyond the surface.
Before we get too deep into it, would you care to read the name for everyone?
Okay.
If you can.
Wait, I can't read that. That's
Let me see
Okay,
it.
give
Let
it to
see.
me. I'm used to reading Japanese titles.
Yeah, just give it to him.
that's a long title though.
Torigakari ni 1 point advice shite iku type no Yankee.
Yes.
Um,
I will put the English name on the screen in post.
it's a very long Japanese title, but it doesn't translate to a super long English title. It's only a couple words for that
Yeah.
one. But the whole thing is this guy looks like he's part of a gang
or the Yakuza or whatever.
or mafia or anything, and he's just there giving everyone advice.
It's
Literally
so
everyone.
awesome. He's so
It's
awesome,
great too.
Okay,
He's literally impossible to hate.
yeah.
Unless you hate nice guys, legitimately nice guys. If you want an evil guy, he's not for you.
He's not the bad guy at all.
I don't think there's a bad bone in that guy's body.
Nope.
I don't think he would hurt a fly.
Nope.
Nope.
He would not. He goes to kindergarten to help his friends' kids. And kids and this one girl. I get her name up, Umi.
Yep, that's
Umi.
her.
Yeah.
The teacher.
Yeah, it's surprisingly enough, she's in that one flashback chapter of his when they were in high school. Oh, wow, didn't expect that.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, she's any other person who would judge someone based on their looks. Oh God, this guy's the Yakuza. The children. Oh God.
But then quickly realizes her mistake, because then he starts giving her advice.
Yeah, and then eventually meets him again, gives advice to her grandma, which okay.
Yeah.
And eventually she kind of falls for him. And you're oh God, I think I'm in love with this guy.
Pretty sure there's two people that fall in love with him a little bit.
Yeah,
and
there
there's
is.
this one guy that kind of
Yeah.
likes him too.
I mean, also his brother has a brother complex.
yes, he's
No question about that one.
what's
That one's a little weird, but
But his brother does fall in love with another girl. That he
Yes.
dates.
who seems to a little bit I thought had a crush on him. I had a crush on the MC too.
Yeah, for the most part. Anyway, I'll break up their names. One of them is Kaio Sakurai, which is his brother, and the girl is Fujisaki, the younger brother of that. Jeez.
Oh, what's the
I-
matter?
No, my tongue slipped. Oops. Younger brother of one of his friends who's a hardworking employee, but mostly he's just a goof that tries to get Sakurai and Umi together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does get a sad chapter that I think anybody can relate to, where everybody's dating and everybody he's just chilling.
He's just alone.
He's just alone. Just
Poor soul.
boom.
I mean,
That happens to everybody.
yeah.
Of course
Hi.
it does.
I think everybody on this couch has been through that at least twice.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone on the couch right now is single too.
Let's not
We're
get into
s-
this right now. Let's just get back to the
really
manga.
give an announcement that we're all single.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's no reason to hide it.
Hey, call me.
All right.
All
Back to
right,
the main
all right,
subject. Back
all
to
right,
that.
all right.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay.
Back to the main
Enough
subject. Back to the main
shenanigans.
subject.
Okay, let's focus on the thing.
Yeah.
Thing. Oh god. Okay.
The MC doesn't really have a growth arc though, because he doesn't have.
He doesn't
to
really-
He doesn't need one.
He's what you call
What's the
a
point?
static character. He's like Goku and Luffy.
I mean, Goku gets his growth.
Well,
so
yeah,
does Luffy.
he does grow,
but
he still is like the happy-go-lucky Goku.
this
He's still-
MC is just full static. He doesn't change.
And I think for a story like this, it works because it's so lighthearted.
It works.
You don't really need that.
It works
much.
because he's the one seen as the source of advice for everyone in the manga.
Yeah.
He's there, meant to be there for everyone. He's not meant to need anything.
Yes. And what's cool about it is most of these tips do actually work.
In real life too.
Yeah. Like these are not just like one-off goofy advice things that you would see in a gag manga. No, they actually do work. It's like I can imagine like the author just goes on Wikipedia or just Google every single day and write down all these different helpful hints to help people.
I mean, I could believe that.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's not a bad idea, especially if people start really getting into it. They'll learn a lot of things.
Yeah, and it keeps every chapter fresh too. And the chapters are not even that long. Like either like 5 or 8 chapters a piece.
Yeah. The manga series is pretty good, though.
Hey, yeah, it's
Yeah, if it wasn't good, I don't think we'd really be talking
talk
about
about. That's the point of this whole video.
That's the point of this whole
That-
series.
I'm surprised it has not come to the West or in any way, shape, or form. Because you would think like 7 Seas or some kind of book company would get a hand on this and release it, right?
Yeah, that would be the case.
I would, but also I can see why it's not. Because a lot of companies could see that as kind of a little bit threatening.
Oh, for what's going on right now, yeah.
But because then it's like, oh, they're making themselves self-sufficient. They don't need our products anymore. Let's stop that.
That's true. Like,
Over here, money talks more than labor.
sadly, that's kind of true. Especially what's been going on in like Disney and whatnot. Like, they have the worst people running it right now at the moment.
But I think everyone could use a person in their life like Sakurai.
Yeah, at least one friend that's got your back.
Yeah. It's like you got a friend in me.
I guess that would be his like go-to song to get up in the morning.
I could believe that.
Yeah, I would imagine him be able to listen to that song.
Which version? The Robin Williams version or the Will Smith version?
I believe
Robin
Robin
Williams.
Williams.
Yeah, excellent choice.
Yeah. I mean, he is a good comedian.
Like I know that's the Will Smith, but he ain't that much of a singer. He's more like he's pretty decent at rapping, not much of a singer. Okay.
but we got the message.
But also, he said Also, you're thinking of the wrong thing, though. He said you got a friend in me, like from Toy Story.
Oh, I thought you mean you never had a friend like me. Oh, okay.
Well,
But that song could work too.
I'm glad I was
But
able to
still,
sing
I
it.
would choose the Robin Williams version of that over Will Smith. I'm sorry. You're great, but
Not the best.
I need the
singer.
OG.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Let's just get back to the subject.
Okay, so there are a couple of little arcs here in the story, though. It may not be Sakurai's to an extent, but it's more like these side characters. Side characters do make the story a lot better.
Why I say show, this manga actually focuses more on the side characters' lives than his,
Like this
technically.
This is one of those stories that can work where you can focus on other characters a lot more than the
Like-
main MC.
He's always there, but, like, he's not always the focus.
Yes, and there's so many characters here. Especially, he meets up with this one girl that's kind of like kind of tough and whatnot, and
Yeah.
and then like she views him as like master or whatnot, like senpai.
Yeah.
And the list goes on. There's a lot of actually
Everyone he runs into ends up seeing him as some kind of guru.
guru in some way. Like there's a point where like Umi's coworker, like he kind of accidentally flirts with her to some extent, like by accident. Like I don't know, she kind of like I was like, oh,
An accident.
it's like, oh wow, she like Sakurai may not show it, but he kind of can charm anybody he talks to. So,
I mean, he doesn't even have to show it. It just happens.
he's just that genuine.
That's definitely
Like-
Sakurai for you.
He may not be charming people on purpose, but it's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, you think his brother just woke up with, like, as soon as he could form coherent thoughts and said, hey, let's be obsessed with my brother. No.
No. You know what?
Something triggered it.
Well, what's great here is that not all the characters like are all terrible people. Like they all the only problem most of them do have, and that's happens with everybody, is that they do have like a bias when it comes to like healing people, and
Everyone does.
yeah,
Everyone has a
it's perfectly
prejudice.
normal. It's perfectly normal. It's how we humans survive.
It's how, but the difference is how we handle it.
Yeah, and how you respond to it. And Twitter is not a good way to respond to that at all. Please don't do that.
Twitter is a cesspool.
Yes, please get on Twitter.
Yeah, just don't even try it.
You know, trust me, you'll be better for it. Like, as long as you respond it in a more respectable way,
Respectful and mature way.
like, then it's fine.
That's kind of what this manga preaches, besides all the helpful hints.
Yeah.
I don't think we can say anything else without, spoiling the whole thing.
Exactly.
Because technically, if you think about it, we already kind of did. Because we explained how it's all about him giving tips.
Well, that's pretty much the synopsis, but we didn't spoil about there are some relationships that do bloom in this story, though. I think it's better off if you read it for yourself.
And they're all slow burns, too. It's a slow burning from friendships to relationships.
Like, it's not that long, though.
No.
Give or take, like, 30 to 20 chapters, at least.
Yeah.
Just give it a try to read, and you find it for yourself.
Yeah, so that's not bad.
It's honestly, so far, amongst all of the manga we've reviewed on here, I think this is the one I recommend the most.
Same here.
Mm-hmm.
This one's really good. I guess we can talk about some of the characters, at least like a couple of them that we won't spoil too much about. Okay, we talked about Sakura. Let's talk about Umi.
Okay.
What do you think of Miss Umi?
She went from being scared to being charmed a little too quick.
I
Like,
agree.
as soon as she realized he was a nice person, she kind of just...
She kind of like didn't like know what to think about. Like, what are these feelings? Like, why am I feeling this way? Like,
And then an instant nosedive into attraction.
she's like, oh God, I actually like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But her reactions with him and her interactions with him in general are like some of the most wholesome ones you'll see, because she, if you think about it, she technically has an ulterior motive, but that's one of pure intentions, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a bad ulterior motive. It's a, hey, I like this guy, I want to get to know him. That's how she is.
And you do actually see her grow as a character
Yeah.
throughout the story. Like, you see another one of Sakurai's friends come around, like, at a festival, and she's like, oh, is she part of the Yakuza? Like, and then, like, she slowly and quickly, she's like, oh, he's a nice guy. Like,
Yeah, because
response.
she starts realizing that he's not gonna surround himself with horrible people,
he's not that kind of guy.
and so she starts to actually learn not to judge people by their lens.
Yes. It's like, the world is not black and white. And I guess there's another way to say about the story, because it shows you that there's more to people than just where they're from,
What's on the surface.
Oh God, I keep, every time I keep saying surface, I'm reminded of, like, Encanto song. I'm just,
Surface pressure.
surface pressure. God, it's such a good song, man. They play it all the time at my job.
But overall, there's not much he can do better than what he's doing.
No.
Art style is great. The characters are whimsical and witty.
Yeah, they're very witty, and well, I actually find it funny that Fujisaki's sister is so oblivious in a cute way where it's hilarious. Where you see Sakurai's brothers trying to like tell her,
Yes.
and she's like, "Oh, you want to be friends with me?" It's like,
Yup.
"Yeah, okay, sure. Let's go on that."
And then she's just in the meantime just paying attention to Sakurai.
And they become like cat best friends. where
Yup.
They, that's so adorable.
And it's like, this man has a soft spot for cats.
Like he
You can't
really
get
loves
more
cats.
wholesome. You can't get more wholesome than a guy who looks scary but has a heart of gold living on some cats.
Yeah.
You can't really beat that.
Just like you see like in one panel like when the cat just like laying on his little and he just like he's a broken mess after that lays on his stomach like, oh my god, I can't take this.
Alrighty, but I think this is a good stopping
Yeah.
point because we want them to read it themselves.
Yeah, it's better if we don't spoil too much. So sorry if we lacked a little bit of characters right here, but it's definitely worth reading for yourself.
And the reason we're leaving so many characters out is because it's actually worth it to go through and just learn about all the characters because the way they're all introduced, every situation is unique to their character. The only static part is the one who helps them. Is always Sakurai. It's always him.
It's always gonna be him. And honestly, I think the story wouldn't be the same without it.
True.
There would be no story without it.
Yeah. So.
Alright.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, this is definitely the number one from all of the ones we've talked about in this series so far that I recommend. So, if we're going by our usual rating scale, 10 out of 10, it's an S plus for me. No, S plus plus.
Oh, giving an extra plus there, huh?
10 out of 10 here.
I will give it a 10 out of 10. I have never been angry or kind of disappointed with any of these characters or the story whatsoever.
If you're in a bad mood, this is a good feel-good story.
It's a good pick-me-up, especially if you're going through hard times.
Not only it will help you get better, but also improve your life.
Well, I wouldn't say it will improve your life like give you money, but more the fact that at least you won't.
It's basically a good rate.
It gives you like some hope for humanity for
Yeah.
some extent.
And it can help overall with tips to make your life a little bit easier.
Yeah, especially when in school.
So yeah, definitely pick it up for a good read. Alrighty, I think that's everything.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's pretty much it.
So this is the highest rating any manga has gotten in the series.
Yeah, we'll see whatever manga can come even close.
Yep, we'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.